Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup routine. Okay, so I decided to use a headband to get my hair out of my face, but we are going to move on to the first step of my routine, and that is starting off with my face makeup. This has been the face makeup that I've been using for a while now. I kind of switch in between the different types that It Cosmetics offers. For the past couple of months, I have been using the matte version, and this is just a CC cream, oil-free, matte poreless finish, full coverage cream with SPF 40. And the color that I currently have is the light medium version. I have not been the tannest lately just because of the pandemic. I've been inside, so I haven't gotten the color that I usually get during the summer. Because of that, I've been having to mix my moisturizer in with my CC cream to kind of get a lighter version to match the skin tone that I'm at right now. So I take my Summer Fridays jet lag mask, and I like to just put a little bit of it onto the back of my hand. Probably just about like that much. Because this is more of a full coverage, I don't use too much product. And then I will just pump about that much, and then I'll just mix the two. So that's what it looks like in the end. And I'm just gonna use it and put it all over my face. Okay. So now that I've put it all over my face, I'm gonna go in with a foundation brush, and I'm just gonna wet it a little bit just so it's not completely dry. And then I'm just gonna go in and blend it. Now that I'm done with my CC cream, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with concealer. I use the same concealer, but I have two different colors. So this is just the Tarte Shape Tape. It just looks like this. I have the color Light Neutral, and then I also just picked up the color Light. I'm gonna be using Light for today's look. And this is more of a thicker consistency of concealer, so I don't use too much. I just like to do probably like 3 dots on my eyes. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and then just blend it in. Let's move on to brows. I'd say that this is kind of like one of the key things that I like to do. As you guys can see, my brows tend to get very light at the ends right here, and so it kind of sometimes looks like I don't have too much of color on it, and it kind of washes me out. So I always like to fill in just a little bit. I'm just gonna go in with my pencil, and this is in the shade Dark Brown, and it's just the smaller tip. It's not the wide tip that you can also get from Anastasia's line. So I'm gonna start off by working the product from the middle and then bringing it to my ends of my eyebrows. I personally don't like filling in the front of my brows too much, so I just like to work the product underneath just a little bit. And now I'm just gonna brush out both sides. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. So I'm just going to take it and kind of dab the excess back into the bottle and then just brush out my brows. I kind of go upward at the beginning of my brows and then to the side, just like the same technique I did to fill them in or to brush them out. I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow. First thing that I like to do is prime my lids with a primer, and I have been using this product for a really long time. I'd say since high school. I just found that this works best for me, but this is the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. So it's just a very neutral color, and I just like to take my fingers and apply it all over my lids. I'm going to take, I usually use 2 different eyeshadow palettes, and these are the 2 that I use. This one is the ColourPop Double Entendre, and this is more of just like a very brownish neutral palette that looks like this. And then the other one that I have is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I really like this one. This one also is more of a cool toned, I'd say, eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to use my KKW double eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to take this orange color right here, and it is called Hard. And this product is very pigmented, so I don't use too much. I just like to lightly dab my brush into the shadow, and then I'm just going to work it into my crease. And next I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow right below it, and this one is called Send Noodles. And I'm just going to take this, it's like a very pretty light brown color, and I'm just going to go right on top of the orange shadow. Once I get it to the color that I want it to be, I then take my Kat Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to use this brown color right here. I'm just going to go ahead and take that and work that right on top of the other 2 shadows. Then I'm going to take this light color that's right on top of the brown that we just used, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. And just dab it in like so. And then do the exact same thing to the other side. And once I'm done doing this, I just like to go back over and kind of blend both shadows together so there's no harsh lines and it looks very put together. So now that I have all the products blended in, this is the final result. It's just a very simple brownish neutral color. The next step that I use is I go in with a eyeliner. I don't actually use like a regular eyeliner, like a liquid liner. I just use shadow. So I am going to take my Anastasia brow pencil. I don't believe I know which exact pencil this is. It's just a very thin tipped brush. It's very good for precise lines. So I like to take this, and I use this color for both my brows and my liner. This is in the Shade and Light palette, and it's just this brown color that's right next to the black shadow. I just like to dip a little bit in, and I just draw a line right on my lids. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do, I don't do it all the time, but I have recently been doing it, so I wanted to include it in kind of this look, and that is contouring. I like to use these 3 products, mainly 2, just because I only use 2 of them at a time, but this is just the Smashbox step-by-step contour stick, and I bought these at Ulta, I believe, and they're just really good, really useful for people who aren't the best at contouring. It's a stick version, so it's so much easier to use. What I do is I just go ahead and take the contour stick and I just outline the contour of my nose that I want. And like I said, I don't do this every day, but lately I have been, so I just thought I'd include it in the video. I'm not the best at contouring. I just started doing it, so this is what just works best for me. But once that is done, I am just going to take the highlighter and then just put it in the areas that I want to highlight. Next, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the top of the lid and then just bake what I contoured. And then I like to also just add a little bit under my eyes to bake that as well. Now I'll just let that sit. I look crazy right now, but it will all come together. The next step, while I'm letting that sit on my face, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my brows. I am going to take my brow pencil, and I'm gonna use that exact same color that I used for my liner, and I'm just gonna lightly fill in in the areas that I think need more product and more color. And that for me is usually the ends. And then just fixing it a little. Like so. And that's what my brows look like once they're completed. We're gonna move on to mascara. I'm just gonna be going in with an eyelash curler. And this is just by Tweezerman. You can pick it up at Target. You can find really good ones there. So I'm just gonna curl the lashes. Now that I've curled the lash, I just like to go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and this is in the Blackest Black. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's just a drugstore product that you can buy. I believe it's like $8, so it's very affordable. What I like to do is just apply a couple coats. I take my brush and I kind of just wiggle it from the root of the lash to the ends. I'm gonna just do the same thing to the next eye. Curl it a couple times all the way to the bottom of the root of the lash, and then apply some mascara. Now that we're done with mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my face makeup, and then we will work on lips, and then we'll be completely done with this look. First, I'm going to take just a Morphe face brush and kind of just blend in the product that I use to bake. The first thing that I'm going to use is my Chanel Ultra Wear Flawless Foundation in the color 30 Beige. And one thing that I really love about this powder is that it includes SPF 15 in it, which also my foundation or my CC cream does as well. I love the fact that I am using products that include that, so if I am going out on a hot day or even just regular weather, I am protected from the sun. I am just taking this Morphe powder brush, and I'm just gonna take the product and just set it all over my face. With that being done, I'm going to go and move on to my bronzer. And this is the bronzer that I've been using for a couple months. This is just the Kylie Jenner Kylie Cosmetics Pressed Bronzing Powder in the color Tequila Tan. And this is what it looks like. It's just a very pretty bronzed look, or a bronzed color that works pretty well with my skin. I'm very fair toned, like I don't have too much tan to me, so it is a lighter shade, but it works really well with my complexion. I'm gonna take some of the product and then just work it into my cheeks. And I personally like to do this, but you guys don't have to. I like working it into the top of my forehead just to have some more color and contour definition to my face, and then also to my jawline and my neck. Okay, so the last thing that I do for my face makeup is I go in with a blush. And before, I never used to use blush. I honestly am really bad at blush. That's why I never tried to use it. But once I got this product, I fell in love and I have never turned back. And this is just the Glossier Cloud Paint in the color Dusk. It's such a pretty, like, neutral, nudie pink color, and it works very well with my skin tone. Looks like this. It kind of is like a lip gloss application. You do have to use your fingers, but I've also seen people use it with a brush. I personally just like to use my fingers to work it into my skin. So I just like to take a little bit of product. I just kind of flick it onto my cheeks and then blend it into the bronzer that I just applied. I really love the product too, because even though it is a creamy blush, it doesn't feel very caked on once you blend it in. It honestly feels like it's a powder. Okay, so that is what the end result looks like for my face makeup. So the last thing, let's save the best for last, is going to be my 3 favorite products that I have been loving so far. So the first thing is going to be Sephora lip pencil, and this is in the color for creme de la creme. I just follow my lip line and I just take the product and outline my lips. I like to go in with a lipstick to finish off the look. And this is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm just gonna take a little bit and apply it. Just like that. I am going to finish off my lips with just this Laneige lip sleeping mask in the scent Grapefruit. It's very hydrating. It gives me a lot of product and it makes my lips very soft. Just like to take a little bit of product onto my fingers and just put it right over the lip liner in the lipstick that I just used. Okay, so this is what the final result looks like. This is what my makeup looks like when I am done and completed. I'll give you guys like a closer look. It is super simple and super easy to do. I will have all the products linked down below, so if you were interested in anything that I used throughout the video, be sure to check them out below. I have a lot of things planned out for the future, and I hope that you guys can join me along this journey. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned.